good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're joining us from. Wow, the bowls are doing some kind of funky little dance over here. I'm Charlene. It's so nice to connect with you today. It's good to see you. I love seeing all of our smiling faces. I see some that I know and some that I don't recognize. Please, if you're able in the chat, say good morning. Just tell me your name and where you're joining us from today. You know, whenever these sessions happen, it's all about the community that's here. So me being able to have connections with at least a handful of you, because I know there's so many more than a lot of times even show up or at least pop up in the chat. It helps really connect to your energy field and what's going on. If this is your first time joining you, let me tell you a little bit about what to expect. There's 13 chromatically tuned crystal singing bowls here, and they respond to energy because they're made out of quartz crystal, highly conductive of electrical impulses and energy. And you, my friend, are an electrical being. You have voltage that runs through you, and as do we all. So the vibe that you're putting off today, where you are, your emotional state, what's happening, good, bad, ugly, happy, doesn't matter, it can be felt. And it's something that we come together as a group. I'm sure sometimes you'll be flipping through some of the live streams on Insight Timer or any other social media platforms, and you're drawn towards certain things or maybe not towards other things. It's because we're picking up on that electrical resonance, and your body is actually feeling that vibration and the electricity of that stimulation. So, and sometimes we jive with it, sometimes we don't. Sometimes we seek out things that kind of challenge us. Sometimes we seek out things that bring us just peace and where we can feel unencumbered for whatever reason in that moment. So however or whyever you're joining us today, it's so good to see you, and I'm really glad you're here. Hey Violet. Violet joins us from New York. It's nice to see you. Hey Victor. Victor's from Texas. Hello, my friend. Hey Jane with a Y from Northern California. Eric, good morning. Texas. What part of Texas are you from? Dorothy. That means a big state. It's a big state. You just drive and drive and drive. It's a big state. My neighboring state. We're in Florida right now. So Dorothy, good morning from Scotland. Hi Dorothy, it's nice to see you. Hey Michelle, our beautiful Michelle from Toronto. Hey Amelia, representing Australia. Love it. Good day to you, my friend. I'm so glad you're here. I hope you've had a good day. For sure. Hey City, nice to see you. Good to see you. Yes, beautiful morning to you as well. Hey Susan from California. Oh, Michelle, we're glad you're here too. Hey, Nathan, good morning. Nathan joins us from Utah. Dorothy, it's actually afternoon there in Scotland where you are. Yeah, I hope you've had a good day too, successful, getting lots of good things done. It feels good to accomplish, to move through, especially today with everything that's going on in the air. Today, we're actually sitting under in astrology what's called a sextile, which basically means if you're looking at a circle, there's 60 degrees between two planets. And the two planets that are in a sextile today are Mars and Jupiter, which brings for a really interesting energy. So Mars has this very powerful, get things done. It's often associated with the military. It's associated with an aspect of war. But I think when we think of war, we always think of it in the shadow side. But the reality is that war is constantly going on within us, right? There's always this element of destruction for the recreation. So it's this element of destruction that is absolutely vital for our continual cycles, even the cycles within our body to sustain life. So we have this kind of focused, determined, let's kind of break it down and get it done sort of vibration. And then that's working in a sextile with, and I'll explain a sextile in a second, with Jupiter, who's the biggest planet, expansive. It's they call it the planet of jollity. But there's a lot of luck, benevolence, support. Everybody's happy when Jupiter shows up because Jupiter has this very supportive, good fortune that it brings. So when you put these two energies together, let's get it done, and it's gonna be lucky. You know, the energy today of anything that you start is probably going to be quite successful because just of the impact of the universe around you, how it's moving things in your space. There's some days that things don't move as happily. Other days, like today, man, let's check some stuff off the list. So it's a beautiful day. It's a sextile too. It's not quite as intense as a trine, where a trine, think of it as two planets dancing beautifully. They're connected. They're creating this gorgeous tango of sorts. A sextile is actually a little bit more where they're just kind of like dancing from the 90s together. You know, they're not doing the tango. They're just kind of like doing their thing together. They're in sync and they're supporting each other, but there's space in between. So that space in between requires us to show up a little bit more. So if we want this benevolent, supportive, good fortune of getting whatever it is that we have in our sights accomplished, we have to show up. We need to put a little bit more intention and attention into the space to do that. And that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to be talking about harnessing this strength, this power from within. So yeah, so all of that to say, Dorothy, I hope that you've been experiencing some of this good fortune, expansive, getting stuff done to energy today. And if not, you still have the end of your evening, so you're good. Eric, you're from Buddha? I have no idea where that is. Is it Buddha? B-U-D-A? I don't know. Very cool. I'll just think it's very enlightened. It's a very enlightened place in Texas. That's awesome. Angie from the UK. Hey, Angie, nice to see you. T-Lady Nat. Oh, always nice to see you from Maryland. Hey, Liv. Nice to see you. Liv joins us from Colorado. I'm glad you're here. Dorothy. Oh, you made a plum cake. That's it. We're going to Scotland. I think session's done. We're going to Scotland. That sounds great. Dorothy, you'll have to figure out a way to share your recipe with us. Hey, Ricky. Ricky's actually my mother-in-law. So everybody say hi to Ricky. Say hi, Ricky. Ricky joins us from just outside of Orlando in Altamont Springs, Florida City. You like how I broke that down? Oh, good. Thank you. Yeah, it's, you know, a long time ago, I used to kind of be resistant to the science of astrology. But whenever I actually started looking into it, and seeking to have better understanding, whether I thought it applied to me or not is neither here nor there, I realized, this is truly scientific, and it's just pulling patterns of the universe and giving me information that helps me better assimilate what's going on in my day and maybe why things are kind of moving towards a certain direction or not. I still have my own free will. I make my destiny, right? But influences, sometimes I can fall into an influence and really ride that wave, and it's really helpful. Sometimes, like, why is there so much resistance? And then I know why. And it allows me to respond or proceed accordingly. So I'm glad that was helpful. So Eric, you're near Austin. Close enough, yeah, thanks. Great city. We love Austin. We have lots of friends who join us from Austin. He's saying hi, Ricky, too. I love that. Oh, look, everybody's saying hi, Ricky. Yeah, another Victor. There is another Victor. Hello, we have multiple Victors. Victor, it's lovely to meet you as well. Carol from Cape Cod. Wonderful. Well, we have just a gorgeous group going on today, and that's exciting because there's a lot of great stuff happening in the atmosphere around us, as we just discussed. But there's also a good vibe happening in our group. So if this is one of your first times joining us, let me remind you how this will go, just so you have more peace as to what to expect or not. So as I said, these bowls will tune into the energy. And this is a session where you, the bowls, and I get to co-create. There's nothing that's planned. Everything is spontaneous based on the energy that's happening for you, around you, and with you. So the bowls guide me as to where things need to happen. Now, I've had bukus, decades of years in classical music, so I understand how the relationships between the notes and whatnot work, and how the different frequencies begin to harness and activate other frequencies in our system. But the bowls will tell me this is where we really need to focus today. And then we get to really harness and bring forth some of these energies. Sometimes the sounds will be very pleasing. They'll be quite lovely. Be very open and easy. You can float on the sounds. Other times it'll be a little more dissonant. as we're working through moving, shifting energy, polishing our stones, just like polishing our inner diamonds. So if there's ever a time that you need to just step away for a moment, feel free to do that. I also encourage you to lean into it if you can. You're here for a reason, whatever that is. So just allow whatever you need to happen in a comfortable way, but also challenging yourself. It's a lot like yoga. It's like sonic yoga. We stretch just to a point, never to pain, but always, not that this would ever be painful, but always to a point of expansion. It's in when we show up, when we push just a little bit, when we go forward just a little bit, that growth happens. I just happened to see what's on my shirt, opportunity dances with those already on the dance floor. Absolutely. That's perfect for today. So however you want to dance, feel free. The session can be experienced either actively or passively. There will be some guided meditation throughout as well. Some people really enjoy listening with headphones. It kind of changes the dynamic because you get this really cool beating of the sounds that the bowls are making, and it begins to settle your physiology in a different way. You actually begin to stimulate your vagus nerve as well too, which is very, very exciting. That wandering nerve, master nerve of our body, innervates every single organ system. Pretty dang cool. It's kind of the catalyst for healing whenever we really begin to stimulate that vagus nerve. First of all, we begin to settle, but lots of things just begin to shake and shift out, and heal and transform. So our time today is divided between three main sections that we focus on. The first being retuning, just coming together, allowing us to kind of come into accord in this one space. And then we begin to release, so that'll give us space to be able to receive. So just go ahead and find a comfortable position, and whether it's seated or if you need to lay down today, that's okay too. Just begin to find your center. So today is all about being focused and deliberate. Remember, we have to show up. We need to have a strong understanding of what it is that we want to harness. What aspect of our inner strength do we want to bring forward for whatever manifestation we're working on right now? You may be working on healing. You may be working on a business manifestation. You may be working on an emotional balancing. Whatever it is, I'd like you just to go ahead and bring that construct to mind. What is it that today that you really are setting an intention for, that you would like to strengthen? Just get that in your mind. It can be anything. You may experience it as a thought, a word, a mental image, or moving images. It could be a feeling, a physical sensation. It could be a color. And what I'd like for you to do is just to begin. Once you have that projection, that direction that you were looking to head, just go ahead and kind of really solidify this image, or however you're experiencing it, and begin to kind of put it on a shelf right here, just on the periphery of your vision. So in your mind's eye, you could close your eyes and just see this particular manifestation, okay? It's right here. And we're going to be accessing that throughout the day today. friend sitting here in the corner, that miracle that you are looking to bring forward, to strengthen, to make into reality. Yeah. Ooh, y'all are ready. Let's begin to focus on your breath. Just bring your awareness now back towards your breath. I welcome you to begin just grounding in your physical space. If you don't have a consistent grounding practice, I invite you to think, imagine, or feel a golden braided cord. It's indestructible, that gently descends from the base of your spine, that first chakra, all the way down the center of the planet. Sometimes we forget there is strength in softness as well. There's a lot of strength in softness. Found these lyrics this morning quite compelling. Tranquil as a forest, but on fire within. Once you find your center, you are sure to win. Let's begin just checking our space and see if there's any places that might not be as tranquil as you would like for them to be right now. little pocket of the miracle, the manifestation, whatever it is that you are looking to bring forth, that you would put up on your little proverbial shelf. Just take a quick look at it. You don't have to touch it. Notice it. Has your perception of this item changed in any way? It might not. Maybe you have more clarity. Maybe you see it a little differently. Maybe it changed color if it was a color. Maybe there is a different vibration around it. Maybe it seems easier. Maybe it seems farther away. Notice your experience. And then I invite you to witness any emotions that come up in you based on what your experience is in relation to this desire. Let's take the last few moments, and any of those emotions that come up that disrupt your flow in any way, let them go. You're the sovereign. This is your queendom or kingdom. Good. Just let those emotions float away, dissolve away, disappear. We're not pushing down, we're letting go. Just let that dissolve, that image, whatever you're doing. Let's come back. I invite you to bring your attention now to your solar plexus. It's your third chakra. What we like to call is number 3 of the 7 main energy systems points within our body. There's actually over 100 chakras within our system. We codify them into 7 categories. This third chakra is called the Manipura. reach out and take that miracle that you're looking to bring forward. Go ahead and bring it. See yourself actually bringing it, holding it over your heart. The heart is that junction point between our upper 3 and our lower 3 chakras. It's a place of integration because it's a place of love. All is one. Solar plex area. Fan those flames upward towards this desire you're looking to make into matter. Raise them. Good. Flame back down, centered, balanced in your 3rd chakra. And in your mind's eye, this miracle that you were looking to manifest, just take it in your hand, hold it out in front of you. What it is that you're looking at. And fill your heart with gratitude. Good. Gratitude creates movement. And just as you would a small bird or a butterfly, allow this desired miracle to release and drift into the universe. Begin to experience the emotion of gratitude even further, even deeper. Gratitude begets hope. Hope begets knowingness. Know that in its perfect time, all that is yours will manifest with effortless ease. with me to your third chakra. I invite you to begin thinking, imagining, feeling, moving this fire, this power, this strength from your third chakra to anywhere else in your body that you feel would benefit from having this extra little bit of juice. Another deep inhale. Hold at the top. Let it go. One last deep inhale. Hold. 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 Let it go. And sigh it out. Bring vibration back into your space, making any sound right now with your voice that feels good as you move your body, stretch, coming back. More grounded into the physical now. Verbalize some releases. So at your own pace, doesn't matter your pitch, just release. One last big Good. How are you feeling? How are you doing? Tell me in the chat. I'd love to hear your experience from today. Well, while you're collecting yourselves, I know sometimes it can take a hot second to come back. The vibrations can often be intense. Today you did a lot of work. You did a lot of great work. We really honed in. You honed in from the very beginning. Even when we were retuning into power. There was a lot of clarity that was coming through with our power center. So this bowl, I'm touching this bowl because it connects to in the Western scale, what we think of the note E. E is an elephant. And just that. And the E really connects us with this third chakra and kind of all the little energy centers around it as well. So from the very beginning, there was this connection to strength, that grounded coming into this core of activation. And we really honed in a lot of activating this power center, which makes sense because that was what the direction we were intending towards today, of harnessing this strength, right? The fire is strong because it moves energy around, but you're also really connecting with a grounding, a centering force. The earth is very, very powerful as well. Sometimes we forget, but one of my favorite passages from the Vedas, they talk about how a mountain can never be moved by the horns of a little beast. I mean, that's the trueness. There's truth in this idea of that there's nothing more grounded than the earth. No pun intended. So there was a lot of that kind of movement happening. We went a little bit into the upper chakras as well, because a lot of times it just kind of helps us release, find balance between upper and lower, as above, so below. But we were also really just focused on this igniting. And it was so beautiful. It was, you really tapped into this kind of Martian energy, that Mars energy, moving forward, moving with power and truth, consistency. There was a lot of need of connecting to the truth centers, these ideas of what it is that's integrous for you. So it was really beautiful. I thank you for letting me be a part of it today. I'd love to see how some of your experiences shaped out. I see Monica joined us as well, and Sparkle Magician, yeah, amazing, from Salt Lake City, and Suzanne from Salt Lake City. Good to see you both. I'm so glad you were here. I'd love to hear about your experiences. Yeah, Nathan, look at all these Utahians. What would actually that be called? I'm not sure. Utahns? I'm not, okay. I've never heard that word. Learn something new every day. I'm going to have to go research this, look this up. Jennifer, thank you so much for your donation. I appreciate that. And I will say, if there's ever been a time that you've donated, and I just realized this the other day, sometimes it doesn't always pop up in the chat. So I thank you for all of the donations. I know yesterday I think I saw one come through from Max and Michelle, and I'm not sure they had popped up in the chat. So I just know that even if I don't see it right now, I do see it later. And I really appreciate you. So I send my gratitude. I see Yvonne. Oh, good morning, Yvonne. Good morning. Hey, Jaybird. Good to see you. Nice to see you. Lisa Nanda. I love this. I just feel like I should strike a little mudra. Lisa Nanda from Canada. Lisa Nanda. That's so cool. City, that was beautiful. You feel clear and energized, inspired. Yeah, that's exactly. The fire can be so, when harnessed and used and directed, right? It can be very inspiring. That outward movement. Oh, that's so beautiful, City. Thank you for sharing. I love that. Carol. Lovely. Thank you for your grace and beauty with this coming through. Oh, you're so kind. Thank you very much. It's my honor. I have the opportunity to reflect back what's in front of me. And the bowls are reflecting back as well. So that grace and beauty that you see is a direct reflection of you, and of everyone showing up and holding space and creating space today with us. So I appreciate your kind words. Amelia, you feel blissfully calm. Oh, that's beautiful. It's nice to see you, Amelia. Ah, blissfully calm. Love it, love it, love it. Jen, you're dancing flames of color flowing throughout and around your body. Incredible. Yeah, that's so wonderful. The flames they have this sort of dancing sort of movement. And I think what's interesting, what we were talking about at the very beginning, that today, the dance going on between Mars and Jupiter, it's a dance. It's a little bit farther apart than maybe an Argentinian sort of tango where the partners are very much entwined, moving simpatico. This dance today is, I think of it as the like 90s dance, where we're kind of, you're over there and I'm over here, but we're doing stuff together and it's all good. And we're moving with intention and we're connected and I'm supporting you and you're supporting me. And that's what they're doing today. So that image of you with the flames dancing around you is so spot on. That's really neat. Thank you for sharing. Cool. Victor, it gave you energy. This is Victor from Dallas. It gave you energy. Hot dog, good. Yep, that fire, psh, that'll blow it up, right? Blow up that fire in your belly. You ever need to get something done? Side note, this is great. There's a couple of quick energy medicine techniques that you can use any time of day. One of my favorites is, and try this with me right now, we're going to clap our hands together and then we're going to rub, create friction. What we're actually doing is that we're generating energy between our hands. So let's try that together. If you can join me. Don't do this if you're driving. It'd be very awkward. I don't know why you'd be listening to bowls if you're driving, but to each their own. So clap your hands together. Good. Rub, 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 rub. Feel that heat building in between your hands. You feel that? Feel that fire? Good. Good, good, good. Keep rubbing. Technically, you should do this for about 30 seconds. We won't do it quite that long. But here we go, building that heat. Okay, and then we're going to just pull it apart. Can you feel that energy in between your hands? Okay, cool. Keep rubbing. That's good. That's really, really good. Now we're actually going to stick our palms over, just gently place them over our eyes and inhale as you do. You ready? Over your eyes. Inhale. Good. Breathe in that energy. Whoa. Ooh, that's good. Oh, that's intense, man. Can you feel that? Oh, I feel almost like the top of a match. It just got lit. This energy pulsating all throughout my head, around the upper part of my body. Oh, so that's always a fantastic, quick tool fix. You don't need anything. You do it for yourself. Anytime you need some extra energy. It's a perfect way to start your day. If you have sometimes it's a little harder to get out of bed, put it over your eyes, do your thing. There you go. Really helps to cultivate energy. If I'm ever tired and I need to be fully present, either like if I'm, going on stage or something and it's, it's been a long week of shows or runs or whatever and you just need that extra boost, it's a really quick and easy way to tap into it. In between meetings, you need an afternoon boost instead of grabbing that cup of coffee that maybe not as, you could make a different choice if coffee's not available or tea's not available, tea lady not, the caffeine variety. Try this. It's very, 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 very powerful. You can also do that and then direct the energy to, if there's ever a place in your body that just feels numb, that feels cold, that feels like it needs some extra energy. You might want to be careful of adding it, for instance, if you're having a lot of acid in your stomach. I don't know if I do that and put it over my stomach, unless you have a very specific focus of directing the energy away, so of using it to clear or dissipate. It's a very powerful technique. Hope that helps. So anyway, Eric, very wonderful time. Good. Oh, I'm so glad. My pleasure. You mentioned having classical experience. What instrument do I play? So I started piano when I was 2. I read music before I could read words. And then when I was 12, which is actually quite late, I transitioned to violin, and violin was my primary instrument. I was a professional violinist for many, many years. I toured all over the world. And that led to a lot of other cool things. But then I wound up actually switching to voice. I actually didn't start singing for reals until I was in my early 20s. And voice has been one of my primary instruments as well. So I play many instruments, but those are kind of my go-tos. I also compose. That's kind of my jam. So thanks for asking. That's cool. Suzanne, you donated. Thank you so much, but you don't see it. Yeah, I don't know. Thank you. Suzanne, thank you. Anybody else who donated and didn't see it, thank you. Sometimes I know the system can be glitchy. It's such a wonderful platform, but like everything, there's sometimes little things that happen, right? So thank you. Michelle, this was powerful for me today. Yes, good, power. Woohoo! Intention. Your intention was to focus on your throat chakra. Good, I said we were really focusing here. And speak your truth and setting loving, kind boundaries with your words. Beautiful. This was very energizing, yet you're feeling very light. Yes, thank you, Charlene. This is perfect. Much gratitude. Of course, of course. So it's interesting that sometimes I think sometimes it's easy to mistake energy with density. And actually energy is movement, right? So there's this lightness that is innate to flowing energy. So when we have that flow, that energized feeling, of course the lightness makes complete sense. That's wonderful. Michelle, it was also really interesting, and I appreciate you saying that. Remember how I said that we really were hanging out with speaking our truth? That was coming out strongly today. Thanks for holding that intention for yourself as well, because that helped manifest, I think, throughout the group too. There was also, we were moving into the G sharp, which kind of brings us into that connection between speaking our truth and our intuition, of really having a good, strong connection between these two constructs. So cool. I'm so happy for you. That's awesome. Ross, I'm like a lovely tigress. Yes. Thank you. Did you know I love cats? I am such a cat person. You probably heard the cats outside, actually. So there was no subliminal programming that was intentional, but might have happened. But thank you. I appreciate that. You know, that's interesting. Tapping into, I don't know, do you guys ever tap into power animals, the energies that these different animals cultivate and embody? If you haven't tried it, that's fun. Maybe we should do a session on bringing forth power animals and bringing some of these different vibrations through, because whoo, doggy, man. Doggies, listen to me. I sound very Southern. I also sound very punny with animals. So, but thank you. I appreciate that. Dorothy, this was very powerful and releasing. Yes, fantastic. Oh, my pleasure. I hope you enjoy your plum cake. It's going to be a great treat tonight there. I still think we should go to Scotland. Suzanne, this was amazing. Good. You're trying to find words. Sometimes that's the best, right? All kind of memories of empowerment and times when I overcame something very or when something very difficult came up. You feel strong. Good. You know why? Because you are. You are very strong. You are power. You're not just powerful. You are power. We all are. So are you. I claim that for you and with you. Thank you for sharing that. There's no need to remember a time when we were powerful, because you already are. That's my prayer for all of us today, that we remember the depth of our intrinsic power. Thank you for sharing that. So beautiful, so vulnerable, and so real. We feel you. City, I appreciate you so much. I appreciate you too, City. I'm the truth. Thank you for holding. I'm so happy to hold space with you. Yeah, and thanks to everyone. Exactly. It's about the community coming together. It's the vibe. I love it. Nathan, feeling very grounded and connected. Yes, like the mountain. Oh, I love that. It makes sense. Utah. Beautiful mountains. Oh, Nathan, thank you for sharing that. Oh, and thank you so much for your donation too. Appreciate that. It's very generous. is that, no, that's Jallison? I thought it was Jason at first. Jallison. Yeah, thank you. It's nice to meet you. Hi. Glad you were here. Michelle, that was so cool. Woohoo! Yeah, it really was. Telling you. Tea Lady Nat. Cup your hands when you do that, not touching your eyes. Gets the chi energy flowing. Absolutely. So yes, thank you for bringing it up. It's a great point. So whenever we do this, whenever you cup, you're going to have a different sensation than when you go flat. And I will encourage you, some days, like Tea Lady Nat's saying, it's so true. We need this cupping. It's going to bring a different kind of chi. When we touch, it activates the areas around our orbital in a slightly different way. So play with it. See what works for you. But yes, when you want to move that chi, thank you so much, Tea Lady Nat. It's a beautiful point, spot on. She's so right, guys. See, we have the most brilliant people in our community. So, cool. Yeah. Eric. Yay! Christine. Hi, Christine. Dorothy. I have wonderful gifts. Oh, we're just reflecting back, right? It's my pleasure to share. Violet, you have coyotes that walk past me in the yard every day. You love power animals. Cool. Yeah, the coyotes, they are some fierce little reminders of all potentiality that surrounds us. To keep the lightness and the intensity. I love that. I love that. Thank you for sharing. So there's also, I know we've got comments coming over too, not only from Insight Timer, but also from YouTube. It's lovely to see our YouTube friends. India asked, what are the beautiful benefits you get from hearing the sounds here at home? So vibration, everything is vibration. You are vibration. Sound is vibration. Think about sound, interestingly enough, less as a wave and more whoosh, as a bubble. So when these sound bubbles come up and through, they're much like soap. You could think of soap bubbles, right? You're washing your hands. So these bowls are washing, creating sonic bubbles that when your physical body begins to experience these sounds, begin to shift, move, and release or bring in different energies. I don't know if you know how soap works. I know this sounds silly, but one of the reasons we have to get foam, a lot of foam going whenever we're washing our hands is to create the bubbles, because it's the bubbles that attach to the debris, the dirt, the germs, whatever, and pull it and wash it away. If you just put soap on your hands and it doesn't really bubble, you're not really doing as much. So it's the bubble action that creates movement. Same thing with the bowls. So yeah, it opens your chakras as well. Especially today, we were really focusing on that third chakra. Thank you so much for asking. I'm so glad you're here. It's good to see all of our YouTube friends too. So I know everybody gets to join us in their own unique ways. We'll be back tomorrow morning. Tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, at 6 a.m. Pacific, 7 a.m. Central, or not Mountain. And then I have no idea what time it'll be in the UK. I should know this. It's probably 2 o'clock if I had to guess. Oh, I'm terrible at this. Australia will be what, like 12 to 14 hours behind you, depending on. So you'll be ending your day. We'll just be starting ours here, where I'm coming from on the East Coast in Tampa. So tomorrow it is all about a focused free fall. Can't wait to see what you show up with and what the bowls want to do with that, because that's going to be really interesting. So laser focusing into a free fall. Sometimes we really have to pair this idea of focusing our intention and letting go for allowance. It's going to be fun. Then Sunday we're going to be back with the second installment of a brand new series we've just started. It's called the Healing Circle. So Sunday at 12:25 p.m. Eastern Time, we are joining together and creating intentions that we augment with the power of the crystal singing bowls, as well as healing affirmations. We focus on 6 participants who have come forward and asked, I'd like to work on some physical healing. And the physical healing can be anything from allergies to Alzheimer's. The healing can be for that particular participant. If this is something that you are interested in, please reach out to me. Send me a direct message or drop a comment in YouTube, and we'll go and reach out to you, connect with you that way, and send you more information and see if that's something that you would like to be a part of. Or if you know of someone who could really benefit from a healing. This is a very powerful session, a very powerful time. It's not like the normal floaty feel good. I mean, we do float and we do feel good, but it's very laser focused because we are showing up for those who have asked for our help. And when we help prepare and give a healing, or at least set up the opportunity for someone to receive their own healing, when we do that, when we give, we receive. So it's very healing. It's also a little more interesting because, everyone's energy, when they show up, these 6 participants, everybody moves differently. They're in a different space. And so your healing for each of these 10-minute segments that we give to each of our 6 participants will be unique. And then at the end, we come together and we multiply the benefits for everyone who is able to connect with that energy, who wants to connect with that healing energy, and who's having similar types of experiences. Perhaps they too have had, are dealing with arthritis. Perhaps they too are dealing with pneumonia, whatever it is. So we not only heal our group, but we send it out into the world. So I hope to see you on Sunday. If you'd like to be a part of it, we have a couple of spaces left. Please reach out. I'd love to have you participate this week. Or if you know of someone that you love, let them join us. You are such an incredible group of souls, and I'm always so honored to walk in this space and time with you. So from the bottom of my heart today, thank you for this harnessing of our strength, of our fires, for bringing forth an aspect, our inner truth, our true integrity, something that is so personal for us that we want to bring forward in the world, and it matters because everything that's important to you matters. There's a reason you are here. There's a reason why things that are important to you are important. Let's journey together and see if we can't unlock more of our hidden potential. Until we meet again, may you know how truly blessed you are, how loved you are, and how special, how strong, and the powerful being you are. I'll see you soon, my friends. Sat Nam.